is funny because I've never thought in becoming a professional musician until I was really grown up, until I was 19 years old. I made music, music was in my life, but before that I never thought in the possibility of becoming a classical musician. And when you put together all the concerts, all the countries, and it's a bit overwhelming. Music chose me. I used to say I didn't choose music, music chose me. And I think it's a bit like that. It's the fact that every day, every week, every month, every year, every concert, every class, every workshop, all the contacts I have had with so many wonderful musicians, with so many wonderful audiences, they have been living its sediment of joy, experience, maturity. All the failures, that's the most important thing. I think normally when we are in front of a camera or in front of a journalist, we only speak about our successes, but the most important are the failures. Those are the ones who made you who you are, the difficult times. So behind those so many countries, so many concerts, are there many hours of work, many hours of music, sometimes joy, sometimes pain, but that's life. Well, being Spanish, I have a high chance of possibilities of being a classical guitarist because Spanish guitar is our national instrument. Even if where I come from in Valencia, there is a big tradition of wind instruments, I chose the guitar. It was a guitar factory in my village when I was a little kid. It's not there anymore. And I've been so close to the guitar since realizing my dad used to play the guitar. The guitar has been very close to my life because I lived in Spain. Besides a guitarist, I like to say that I am a musician, and the guitar is just the instrument to transfer my emotions. It's a big responsibility to take the message that the composer has written, to make it yours and give it to the people in the right way. And if I had not the opportunity of having the guitar, probably I will try doing the same with other instruments, because the guitar is just an instrument. The most important thing is the music. For obvious reasons, my repertoire is full of Spanish composers, and I really feel very, very identified with the Spanish music. It's something that it goes beyond understanding, that is in the DNA of all Spanish. More than the fandango and the flamenco music, that is the first thing that everyone will recognize as a Spanish music. There are many other aspects of music that are very Spanish, that are very Mediterranean, I will say, and that are a bit different than the Central European model that we have been taught normally in the conservatories, where the Austria and Germany have been a bit the focus, and with the amazing composers like Haydn, Mozart, Beethoven, Schubert, Brahms, Mahler. But also in the Mediterranean there is another way of understanding life and also music, and we have such an amazing composers in Spain like Turina, Falla, Albéniz, Rodrigo, or even going behind we can find Del Padre Soler, Scarlatti, Boccherini. At the very beginning it was a bit crazy. Nobody knew that I could make a living playing the guitar. Even the possibility of being a classical musician because classical guitarists do not have a place in symphony orchestras, so you have to be a freelance all your life unless you are a teacher. But I knew from the very beginning that my passion was making music, being on the stage, and it's where I feel more comfortable. Have the opportunity of going to so many places. At the very beginning, my first tours, I would have only half of my concerts programmed, and as I was traveling, I would find someone who would organize a concert for me. I still remember my first tour in South America in 1996, when I went with only a couple of concerts, and then more concerts were coming in Brazil, in Paraguay, in Uruguay, in Argentina, in Chile, and well, it was such an adventure, and at the same time such a life lesson, not only music lesson, but also a life lesson that I have to learn very quick to survive. Obviously, I guess that as a soloist, because of my repertoire, being the recital is where I feel more comfortable, is what I like to do the most. But because I do not play that often with orchestra, and when I do, I play as a soloist, it's so nice to play with orchestra. I enjoy every second I play with an orchestra. But all sort of music, I mean, all sort of aspects of music is lovely. I also love to play with singers, with string quartets, with other ensembles, with chamber orchestra, with choir. I couldn't pick one. I couldn't pick one experience. Every concert has a magical moment. Every concert is. This is a bit transcendental. I mean, the best experiences are those that you don't remember. It's those moments where you are playing and you are in such communion with your instrument, with music, that you don't even think about what is happening. You are just absolutely into the concert, into the music, and everything else disappears. There is no audience, there is no guitar, there is no technique, there is no arpeggios, scales, or tremolos, and it's just a moment of pure music, let's call it like that. Where the performer is not there anymore, and Rafael is not making music. It's like magic. It's like the guitar itself is bringing the music out. As soon as you take consciousness, that magic disappears. Well, Carnegie Hall was a very special experience, and it is the cathedral, or to consecrate the classical musicians is the last test. We will say that you have to go through Carnegie Hall. But besides Carnegie Hall, there are so many other important concerts that if you think about it, you have the opportunity of creating this magic in so many different places, in so many different countries. And it's so easy that through music you can reach so many different people from different cultures and languages. And you know, I've played in many different places. I've played in big auditoriums, but also in small auditoriums. I've played in squares. I've played in hospitals. I've played in jails. And I remember once in an experience I had in jail when I went to play for the people there, that I played in different places, in different rooms, and I remember one of them being it was absolutely unexpected. I was about to leave, and suddenly someone said, "Why don't you bring it to our model, to our room?" And I spent almost 1 hour playing for them, and I had like 15 people just sitting there looking at me and listening my music. And it was such an unexpected thing that I have a beautiful memory of it. So those are the moments you remember, and that really make a difference. I was sponsored by the Spanish Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Cooperation, and we had different projects in different countries. And this is related to what I was saying before, that suddenly you find joy and magic of music in the most unexpected places. And I've been able to play concerts in many different countries, and in countries where classical music is not that often, is not that known. I remember now different places. I was playing in Kenya, in Korogocho, in the slums, and it has been one of the most amazing experiences. Getting there, literally surrounded by garbage and junk, and getting in this little island, this little school where kids were proudly making music, singing, playing recorder, playing guitar. And I remember the guitar students coming to my concert in the National Theatre in Nairobi, all with borrowed clothes. All of them were with big jackets. So it is definitely making music can change the world, and it's the way, is what I can do for living a better planet, a better world. I've been working in different places in Spain. I've been working in Galicia as a teacher in the conservatory in Santiago de Compostela. I've been playing, of course, in many different places, and for different circumstances I've been living in different places of Spain, in Castilla, in Murcia. And my father is from La Mancha, and I love every little part of my country, and I feel that the diversity of Spain and the diversity of its culture, with different languages, with different culture, with different music, with different foods, all that different background can merge in 6 strings, in one music, in one guitar. And I feel very lucky because you know, I love guitar music, but definitely the repertoire I feel more identified is the Spanish music, because I think that the guitar can catch that magic, that essence of the music, the naturality of a culture that goes beyond, that is in the DNA of the instrument, of the people. I think the guitar represents very well that diversity, and how the guitar also developed into different instruments in different parts of the world. And I also feel very close to Latin America. I really feel close to the Latin America, not only because of the language that of course they speak, most of them speak Spanish, but also I really feel a feeling of brotherhood with all the continent, and how the guitar was taken and was made and was accepted as the national instrument. And you can find the Spanish guitar in all kind of repertoires in Cuba, from Cuba to Argentina, Chile, Paraguay, Guatemala, El Salvador, Venezuela, Colombia. And that's I think the grandiosity of this, our humble instrument. Yeah, of course, because it has the role of the soloist. It has there are a few pieces that have the guitar as a part of the orchestra, but it's very rare. And so when it is part of the orchestra, it's as a soloist, so of course outstands. And because it's something that doesn't happen very often, it really outstands. And again, this convenience marriage between the symphony world and the guitar, that have had, let's say, sometimes parallel paths, when they merge into these amazing masterworks like Concierto de Aranjuez, Concierto Levantino by Manuel Palau, or many other composers like Heitor Villa-Lobos, Leo Brouwer, Castelnuovo Tedesco, that made works for the guitar and orchestra. The results are amazing. Well, this year I've been playing in different parts of the world. Actually, it happened that I have been playing in all continents. My project called Capricho Español, with Spanish repertoire from the Middle Ages to the 20th century, is sponsored by the Spanish Ministry of Culture. and it happened to be playing in all continents, and by different circumstances I had the opportunity to go to Antarctica to play, and I'll be the first classical musician playing in all continents. But besides the record, that's not the important thing. The important thing is that, well, I've been so lucky this year of playing in many different places. I'm finding many different ways of making music in different kinds of auditoriums. I should say that I'm very happy because I follow my passion. And music, it's not a profession. Music is a vocation.